Once upon a time, not in a fairy tale, but in colonized Korea, there was a little girl born into royalty with a catch. Her name? Princess Dukhae, the last princess of Korea. But when she was born in 1912, the empire was already in shambles. Her father, King Gojong, had been dethroned by the Japanese. Korea wasn't a kingdom anymore, it was a colony. And just to twist the knife deeper, Dukhae was born to a low-ranking concubine. So while she had royal blood, she didn't get the crown, the ceremony, or the full respect. Japan didn't even want to acknowledge her at first. They only did it because King Gojong insisted. And then, suddenly, he died in 1919 under suspicious circumstances. Whispers of poison. In 1925, at just 13, she was forcibly taken to Japan under the sugar-coated excuse of studying abroad. In reality, it was polished exile, a classic straight out of colonizers' playbook. Erase her roots, her language, her identity. And get this, Dukhae reportedly brought her own drinking water to school in Japan, terrified of being poisoned like her father. Coincidence? You tell me. She wasn't allowed to speak Korean, banned from wearing hanbok, and never permitted to return home, not even for her mother's funeral. And when she was allowed to attend, they made sure she wore Japanese mourning clothes. Message received, you're one of us now, whether you like it or not. That cheerful, curious little girl slowly disappeared, separated from everything familiar, her homeland, her family, her language. Dukhae grew anxious, withdrawn, and paranoid. What began as homesickness turned into a deep depression. The bright young princess became a shadow of herself, haunted by fear and forced assimilation. But Dukhae, she never forgot who she was. In private, she signed her letters Dukhae of Joseon. She clung to the last threads of her identity with quiet pride. Her father had once tried to arrange a marriage with a Korean nobleman. Japan said absolutely not. That royal bloodline had to end. So instead, she was forced to marry Count Sotakyuki, a minor Japanese noble. It wasn't love, it was propaganda. A Korean princess paraded as a Japanese bride. She gave birth to a daughter, Ma Si, later Jonghae, and for a fleeting moment, there was hope. But the light didn't last. By her mid-20s, Dukhae's mental health collapsed. Diagnosed with schizophrenia, she was institutionalized in a Japanese asylum, locked away like a state secret. Her husband divorced her. Her daughter was taken, her name reduced to a hospital file. And when Korea broke free from Japan, won independence in 1945, no one came looking for her. In post-liberation Korea, the royal family was seen by many as collaborators or relics of a failed past. The people didn't want to remember her, they wanted to forget. Her existence was an uncomfortable reminder of occupation, humiliation, and loss. Her daughter barely recognized her. They'd been separated too long. The bond was fractured. Then in 1956, tragedy struck again. Ma Si, just a year into her marriage, vanished. She left a suicide note saying she was heading to Yamanashi-ken. She was never found. Dukhae's fragile mental state shattered completely. Her heart, gone. She was finally brought back to Korea in 1962, but it wasn't a triumphant return. It was quiet, hollow. She spent her last years living in Sugong Hall, Changdeokgung Palace, the place she was born, the only home that ever loved her back. Sometimes she sat for hours, waiting for visitors who never came. And in one particularly bittersweet moment, her ex-husband Taeki tried to visit her, but was denied, out of fear it would re-traumatize her. Dukhae died in 1989, at the same palace where her life had begun, the same palace that had once been filled with music, hope, and pride. One of her final words, whispered to her nurse, "I miss my homeland, even though now I'm already here." That line alone could break a nation's heart. So what did they take from her? Her name, her crown, her language, her family, her future. And when she returned, they didn't see a princess. They saw a ghost. But we see her now. She was princess by blood, prisoner by empire, trapped in an asylum, forgotten by her people and her child. But not anymore. Today, we remember Dukhae, not just for what she lost, but for what she endured. She survived every attempt to erase her. And that, right there, is a legacy worth shouting.